Hello and welcome back to the Creative Brides YouTube channel, the place where we simplify wedding planning while also adding a creative touch. So today we are doing a craft tutorial. As you all well probably know by now, is one of my biggest passions is being creative and also inspiring other people to be creative and enjoy the process. So today we are going to be doing buttonholes. These are pocket buttonholes which actually traditionally sit inside the groom and groomsmen's pockets. So just to give you a bit of idea, this is what we're going to be working on. These are not rocket science, it's just about playing and getting into the process. So enjoy this session. Please, if you have any questions regarding materials or things along those lines, please do comment in the comments below. I would love to see your creations, so if you have an opportunity to, please do post them in the comments below or even on our other social medias. I would absolutely love to see them. I love a bit of inspiration and I love to see people being creative, so please do post them. If you would like to see more creative tutorials, please do like and subscribe to our channel because it is going to be an inspiration for you all. So let's get cracking with the tutorial and I shall see you shortly. Hello. So now let's crack on with the tutorial. So here I have a A4 sheet of 300-gram cardstock. Please fold this sheet in half and cut yourself a distance or a width of about 8 centimeters. This is the perfect size to fit into a buttonhole, leaving you plenty of room to add your flowers, but also not being too small or too big for the general size waistcoat pocket. So here I'm going to be using some leaf decorations as the back. Just trim them off of the flowers that you've selected in your colour theme and things. And in this respect, I have gone for 3 central flowers. So if you run your glue stick along the top edge of your paper, it will give you a good frame to start sticking down to. I, working in threes, would go for 1 each corner and then 1 centrally. This gives my background a good foliage area. However, if you are using more or less, please feel free to play about with how you're going to be doing it. Ensure your foliage is well stuck, which is the reason why we've opted for the hot glue gun, because the quick drying time. Now it's time to move on to your flower selection and have a go at placing your flowers where they need to go. So first things first, I'm going to be working on my yellow daffodil type flowers, and I trim each individual flower off. You can work in a bunch if you feel like your selection works like that. However, you can also separate. It's all down to personal preference and what type of style you're going for. So glue your flower stem and start placing where you would like your flowers to go. Don't panic if your hot glue gun leaves you with any stringy bits. That's quite normal for hot glue guns. We can peel that all off at the end because it tends to be like a little bit of a spider's web actually. So here, have a go at placing your other flowers where you would like them to be. Have a go at thinking about their layout and design and things along those lines and how you're going to be incorporating it from there. Any excess stems and things along those lines, please do trim because they're unnecessary and a bit of bulk that you don't want when it comes down to folding your pocket back onto itself. As you can see. So here you go. So when we are going on and going through our flowers, it's an opportunity for us to select the type of flowers that are going to be suited in with our decor and our arrangement and sort of going around. So when you're out looking for your flowers, these are artificial flowers obviously, but when you are out looking for your flowers, think about colours and coordinations and things that work well together in regards to what you're trying to achieve. Do not underestimate having plain simple flowers. White flowers alone with foliage look absolutely stunning. So if you want to keep things simple, then please do, because it's completely up to you guys what you do. So this is a bit of a central and a sort of more dominant piece, so I want that to go just here. So I actually fold this one. I've left a bit of the wire in the stem, and I fold it to also sort of look forward on the pocket rather than looking up like a lot of the traditional ones. But have a play with this. A lot of your artificial flowers will have these sort of metal stems, so please do have a bit of a look and see what you can find. And now I've moved on to my white daisies. So I put these both together, I've played with them, I know where I want them to go, I've put my hot glue gun in and start to place them where I want them to go. This is a great time to have a bit of a play and see where things you're wanting things to go. All right, bear in mind, if your leaves do touch the hot glue gun, try and peel them up because you don't want them to all be stuck down and a bit flat. It's really easy to forget about that, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, everything looks a little bit flat. So please do make sure the leaves of your flowers, or petals more to the point, of your flowers are not touching the hot glue gun, because you don't want it all to be flat and not have any shape to it at all. So here I play about with the sides. I know I don't want an incredibly long one, so I just trim it down and then I twist to put together because I want these to be quite close, and then I place them in an area that I would like them to go. Once again, if you want to trim up all your flowers, lay them down on a table and then play about with the layout, it's always a good idea to do that before you start gluing and assembling together. Okay, so feel free to do that a bit before you start all the gluing and putting together, because it always helps knowing what we're placing and what we're doing. And then what you will find out is the more you do these, so when you're, say, a couple of your buttonholes down the line, you're going to fly through them and they're going to be super simple. So there you go. Right, so last couple of flowers going on. Once again, like I said, making sure your petal leaves aren't being glued together, because you don't want them to get stuck down and lose their shape and things along those lines. Have a go at moving other flowers and making sure things are placed exactly where you want them to be. I hope you're enjoying this, because I love a bit of crafts. It's wonderful, and it's so rewarding to be able to create things that are for such a special day. So please, yeah, enjoy. Don't forget, like I said in the opening, once you've created your lovely little pocket buttonholes, please share the pictures with me. Please share them in the comments below, but also please do share them in my socials as well. I'll make sure the links are in the show notes, but please do. And like I said before, if you want more tutorials, then come along and follow and subscribe to our Facebook pages. There will be endless supplies of creative and fun tutorials for you to see. And if you want to see anything in particular, then please do message me, comment, let me know what you want to be seeing, because after all, I'm here to help. So now is the part where we're going to be making our pockets. So if you tuck your piece of paper, the end of your piece of paper, right up underneath your flowers as neatly and as tightly as possible. That's my phone. That's so typical, isn't it? So please do tuck them up right underneath the flowers as well as possible, so you get a good fold and you know where you're going. Okay, any stems that particularly get in the way or make the actual pocket too bulky, this is your opportunity to trim them up. It generally doesn't need too much trimming, but if you do feel like there is some that are a bit thicker than normal, please take this opportunity to trim them up. Right, now run your hot glue gun down the edges of your white card, and then a little bit below the bend and fold line, so that when we are sticking down, it's really got a good seal. So now tuck it up under, make sure it's nice and snug underneath them flowers, because you don't want it to show any sort of greenery and messiness, because that's where it's going to sit snug up to. Run down and make sure it's well and truly sealed. Voila! So that is your pocket. But now let's add the little detailing. So I have a coordinating green ribbon here, but however, like I said, please do choose a ribbon that best suits you. So with this green ribbon, I put it centrally and I go round to the back to ensure that it's the length that I need it to be, because I want it all to be smooth and everything on the front where people see. So then I run a piece of hot glue gun just centrally underneath the flowers. Once again, please do lift up your petals, because you don't want any petals sticking down here. Right, with your ribbon now, run it straight up underneath your flowers. and along the edge, so that will stick pretty quickly with the wonderful hot glue gun. And now go under to one edge and just run it just to make sure it's nice and secure. Make sure your ribbon is sort of taut and not slack, because if slack it'll get all sloppy and folded things. So please do make sure it's nice and tight, but not too tight where obviously it's putting any bend in the card. And then run a section along and then join up the rest of the back. It's always good to do one side first and then move on to the other, because obviously the joining. Brilliant, thank you. And then once again, I've actually, if you look, I caught a little bit of a flower here, so I've just trimmed it because I couldn't sort of miss it with my ribbon. That's not a problem because it tucks into your thing nicely, so don't panic if you do something like that. It's not the end of the world. Once again, run your hot glue gun to the end, make sure your ribbon's nice and tight, and then do the same process again on the back. Run your hot glue gun and stick down. This way it's lovely and neat. You're almost finished. Woo-hoo! And there you go. That is your pocket buttonhole. Have a look. I will ensure to add some photos of what it looks like on a suit, but overall, there you go. You have created your first pocket buttonhole. Enjoy this moment. It's absolutely wonderful. Thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, please like, share this tutorial, subscribe to our YouTube channel, make sure you share your little creations yourself and really get involved. After all, I'm here to help you all save money and create and craft a beautiful wedding day without the stress and overwhelm. So, catch you all later. Thank you so much for joining me on this tutorial. I look forward to seeing you next week. We post creative and craft tutorials every Thursday and planning hints, tips and support on Saturdays. So please make sure you jump in and join us, and I shall catch up with you very soon. Thanks very much. Bye.